Hey everybody, this is Tanya Humphrey. Today we're going to talk about content creation, and specifically I'm going to give you 15 different places where you can come up with content ideas, and I'm also going to give you 3 ways that you can take the stress out of creating content. As you're hopping on, go ahead and drop your name and where you're from in the comments so that I can give you a shout out and say hello. And hopefully I'm live, because last time I couldn't see the comments. So we'll go with it. I may have to figure out what's going on with my phone. Okay, so first let's hop into the 3 ways that you can reduce stress when coming up with content ideas for either your blogs or your lives or your emails, depending on where you are in the process. Let's start and talk about that. So number 1, I would first recommend that you put together what's called a content plan. You spend 1 day a month putting together what topics you're going to talk about for the entire month. And then that way your lives, and hey Bart, thanks for hopping on from Cleveland. That way your lives, your blogs, everything you're going to do for that month is already planned out. And when I say plan it out, I mean like get out a calendar, whether it be on your phone or you're old school and you pull out a paper calendar or a planner, and literally write in the topics for what you're going to do each week. That way, when you go to do it, all you have to do is focus on the work itself. You don't need to worry about what am I going to talk about? What topics am I going to cover? It's all there and ready to go. And you only spent 1 day figuring it out in the month. So that's the first one. The second one is you definitely want to make sure you multi-source your content. And what I mean by that is if you come up with a topic for a blog, for example, there's no reason that blog couldn't become 3 lives throughout the week. So 3 short lives throughout the week. So don't feel like you have to come up with content topics for, like 5 a week. You could actually do 1 content topic a week and then break it up based on what you're putting together for the week. And then the last one, I actually recommend picking 1 topic a week for your page or your blogs, depending on what you're doing, or your emails. So 1 topic a week, and then you can actually break it down into smaller topics. So the way this works is, for example, let's say that you are doing the topic of prospecting. You've decided that this week you're going to do the topic of prospecting. You're going to do 1 blog and 3 lives a week, and that's your plan. Prospecting is the overall topic. What you can do is break it down into what I call subtopics. So what are some subtopics of prospecting? And if you guys have some ideas, drop them in the comments. So tell me what some subtopics are for prospecting. Drop them in the comments for me, because I'd love to hear your ideas. I can tell you, I can think of things like where do I find people to talk to, right? When you're talking about prospecting, that comes up a lot. How do I overcome objections is also a prospecting topic. How do I do follow-up? Online or offline? Great one, Bart. That's awesome. Yep, for sure. What else? Let's think. How do I use my third-party tools to prospect, right? The videos or podcasts, whatever it is that your company's using, right? How do I invite people? That's another good one, right? That's it. And so there you came up with what, 4 or 5 subtopics. Bart, with your 6 subtopics that you could do all in 1 week. What to say to prospects? You guys got this. Following up. See? Perfect. So there you go. You've got 1 overall topic, prospecting, and you've got like 6 subtopics that you could do lives each week. So, hey Michael, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Okay. So, Mark, yep, online versus offline, how to follow up. You guys got this. Yep, perfect. Okay, so what we're gonna do is drop a 1 in the comments for me if you guys have ever struggled with coming up with content ideas. Drop a 1 for me if you've ever struggled with coming up with content ideas. Because I'm actually gonna give you 15 different places that you can go and look for content ideas and get ideas from other places and then put your own spin on it, okay? So, and I have a list here, so if I look down, it's because, again, I don't have that good of a memory to come up with all 15, so here we go. All right, so number 1 is join a Facebook or LinkedIn group. Yeah, right, Bart, I agree. We pretty much have, at one point or another, had that issue. So join a Facebook or LinkedIn group in your industry and look at the questions that people are asking and then answer them, and write a blog or do a live to answer the questions that are being asked. So here's a hint, you guys. This community right here, huge resource for you guys. Start looking at the questions that people are asking in this community and see if you can answer them. You can answer them in the community, but then you can also take that out and do a live on it, write an entire blog on it. The questions in this community are, there are people in here that are your target market, so see what they're asking, right? So any of the EMP ones I would recommend for sure, as far as the groups. And then the other ones, especially like in LinkedIn, I know that there are groups for the different MLM companies that you can join. There are groups that are for network marketing that you can join. You can just, do a search. But this group seriously is a really good resource for you guys. So start looking at the questions that are being asked here. Idea number 2 is to read a book and then put your own spin on it or do a review of it. And again, you can do a blog on it. You can do lives on it. So reading a book, put your own opinion on it, put your own spin on it, do a review of the book. Or something else you can do is if you read the book and your experience is completely opposite of what the book says, do that, do a live on that. So you can do the complete opposite, go against the grain and then tell people why, what your experience is and why you feel that way. Idea number 3 is reading blogs. So EMP has some great blogs. Again, that's your target market, right? That's what people are asking. That's why those blogs are being written. Success Magazine is another one that has some great blogs in it that you can read, put your own spin on it. Maybe do a review of it, share the ideas and information, and then expand on it based on your own experiences. Okay, so this next one is a really good one, and actually how I started with doing lives and coming up with ideas because I was struggling a little, right? Controversy always sells, so true. I was struggling a little in the beginning. So what I did was I started following the gurus. So the gurus that we target in our ads, the Eric Worre's and those gurus that we target, I actually went and followed their page, so their public page. And then I started looking at what are the people that are following them asking? What questions are they asking? And I found the topics based on the questions they were asking, because then you know that your audience is looking for answers for this. And then went out and found the answers and did lives on it and wrote blogs on it. And that's a really good way because your audience is right there. You're targeting them, right? So see what it is that they're asking. They have public pages. You just have to follow and then start interacting within the group. Let's see. I told you guys I was going to look down. Hold on. Okay, so this one is as you're prospecting or talking to potential prospects, or you're talking to potential customers if you're only selling EMP. As you're talking to them over video chat or email or over Messenger, however it is that you communicate, what questions are they asking about what it is that you're doing? You can always take those questions and again, answer them in a live, answer them in a blog, and you're getting your audience the answers that they are looking for. The other thing you can do, and this one, EMP is a great community for this as well, is you can take an outside training or course, and then you can add your own spin on the content and you can put it back out. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm fine. Like if you feel like this topic is a good topic and you're getting value out of this and you want to just completely plagiarize this topic that I'm doing right now, go for it. Go do it today. Go do a live today. Write a blog today. It doesn't matter to me. As I don't know if everyone that does a DDOA feels that way, but I definitely do. If you're getting value from the topic and you want to do that, go do it. But you can take a training and repurpose it. If you paid for a training, there's nothing wrong with repurposing what you're learning. If you're going to quote exactly, you probably want to give credit, right, to the person that did the training, except for this DDOA. Seriously, I'm okay. Just take it. And then one thing you could do, let's say that, we all purchased AMF in this community. You could read it, take a little tiny snippet of it, put together a live or a blog content on it, and then direct them to a link where they can get a ton more information on the topic. And then you're directing them back to AMF or annual or VIP, depending on which training you do that with. And so the content idea is already there and you're kind of directing them to a sale as well. Okay. Number 7, and this one seems kind of obvious, but people forget to do it. You guys are all using fan pages. You have personal pages where you've built up an audience or a group of people that are following you. ask your audience what it is that they want to learn about. So just literally go on the page and ask, and they'll tell you, what is their biggest struggle in network marketing right now? What things would they like to learn about when it comes to building using social media? And they'll tell you what it is that they want to learn, and there's your topic, and you're speaking directly to your audience. You can watch YouTube videos and expand on those, or twist the ideas, or give a completely opposite, controversial way of looking at it. Yep, email your list with a survey or topic. That's great. That's a great idea, Bart. Yep, if you've already taken over your list and you're emailing, that's a great way to do it. You could also actually do a survey, or like a poll, they call it, on your Facebook page as well. So that's another way to do it if you're not emailing your list. Sorry, you guys have a little bit of a cold. Let's see, you can listen to podcasts and you can expand on those ideas. And then you can get vulnerable and you can draw from your own experiences and share lessons. So a perfectly done example of this was actually done yesterday on the Daily Dose of Awesome, if you missed it. Brandy Shaver did a DDOA on 10 lessons she learned from a $10,000 ad being shut down. So that's a perfect example of getting vulnerable, using your own experience, and sharing what the lessons learned were with your audience. So if you missed that one, go check it out because it's a good example. Oh, I'm gonna get some water, hold on. Okay, the next one is, especially for lives, you can pull in your leaders in your MLM, or you can pull in your leaders in EMP, and you can do an interview style live, for example, and have them answer the questions that your audience is asking. It gives you credibility to bring, somebody else in and do an interview. So I don't know if you've noticed, but that's super popular right now. It's kind of the trend with lives. And then you can take that live and put it into a blog, and then do a write-up explanation, write-up explanation on the interview, what was in it, what was answered, and there, boom, you have a live and you have a blog, and it's all on the same topic. So, and then let's see, if you have an MLM website, so if you're more focused on putting together an MLM funnel, what are the frequently asked questions on your MLM site about your company? Write a blog and answer those questions. Answer them right up front, right? And put that together, or do a live and answer those questions. So that's another way that you can, more topics right there, or take each individual question and really expand on it depending on, what they are. Which posts on your page are getting the most engagement? I would take those and do a topic. Now you have to be careful with this one, because if you're doing a purely engagement post, and you know what I mean, it's like, show me a picture of your dog, for example, right? Those get a ton of play on social media. Obviously you can't write a blog post about, people's dogs, the pictures of their dogs. But if you're doing a topic that's specific to something that your audience wants to learn, watch your page and see what is getting the most engagement. For me, I know one of the topics that I really did a series on was curiosity posts. And it's because there was a ton of engagement on that particular live that I did. And so I knew my audience was really into the curiosity post. It's a hot trend right now. Everyone wants to know how to write them, right? So watch your page and see what you're getting engagement on. And then the last one, so we're already at number 15. When all else fails, Google it. So get resourceful, go out to Google, start researching topics that you wanted to know about when you first started this, and see what content is being created out there. And obviously don't plagiarize directly, especially when you're Googling something, but unless you're going to give credit. If you're going to give credit to whoever put it together, that's great. But take it, read about it, do research from maybe 3 or 4 blogs where you've got all different opinions and options, and put your own ideas and spin and thoughts around it. I would say the number one skill that you need when it comes to content creation is getting resourceful. So getting out there, pretending like you're back in school and you're doing some research for a topic and you've got to learn all about it. It's the number one skill is getting resourceful on your topics and getting out there and putting your own spin on things, and also recognizing what's going on in your own life and what experiences you can draw from, that you can come up with topics of your own and put spins on them and relate them to your industry and your audience and what it is that they want. Okay, so that's it for today. If you got value in this, I'd appreciate you putting #value in the bottom. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great week.